First thing I'm going to do is show you my back-end system, or my database in this case. And it's essentially just a table and a database with a couple of entries. So I'll go ahead and show you what's already in there. And currently that's just a couple of entries with insider names, etc. And there we go, we have 3 of them. So you know that they're already there and I have a back-end system. The next thing we need to do is go into SharePoint Designer, where all the magic is going to happen. In this case, I need to create a new external content type. Now, I can select from a couple of different types. In this case, it's going to be a contact list, since that's the general type of thing that's in my database. And I can choose whether or not I want that to be able to sync offline. In this case, we actually want that to happen, and in a later blog, I'll show you how some of that works. We'll just give it a couple of generic names and then switch to our operations view, which is a way to build out the connectivity. I'm going to add a connection to the SQL Server, then tell it where that SQL Server is and what database we have in mind to connect with. In this case, it's Falcon and database name is Insider. I'll go ahead and click OK. It'll query that and return to me some information that allows me to take a next step. So I see the table I'm interested in, and I'm going to create all the operations, in this case, read, create, update, delete, all of the things that are available to me. And it's going to help me by walking through a wizard. You can see my key is already there since that was in my database. And in this way, it's an identifier to help build those parameters. But it has a problem with the name. So I'm going to map that to an office type name, which is full name in this case. Once I click Next, it'll allow me to add some filters so that it doesn't return huge lists, but in this case it's not that big, so we'll avoid that. And then we're done. Now I need to take that external content type and create a list from it. So I'll select that button. It says we need to save it, so we'll go ahead and do that and let it go ahead and save that to the back-end system and let SharePoint know about it. So now we need to give this list a name, and we'll just call it Insiders. You can see a couple of different options there, like the Create Info Path form, but we'll go into that later. Let's go ahead and creating that list inside of SharePoint now. So let's go check it out. Go to our internet browser, open our site, Falcon. When that opens, we'll see our new Insiders list off there. Open that up. And I've been messing with some of the branding, so it's not that pretty, but I can see my 3 entries that you saw in the database. I can also go to my ribbon. You'll notice that's all new. Go to New Item here and add a new one to our list, just to show you that this is both read-only as well as being able to write back. And then in a moment I'll show you can even delete. So we'll add some basic information here. And then save that, so it'll create a new list item for us. And you can see it saves it there. I can see my new item there. And if I go back to the database and refresh, you can see it there as well. So you can see that it's writing back to that database. But I can also delete. Have that disappear from here, and as I execute this again, it disappears from the database as well. For one last piece of cool magic, let's pretend that we want to open this and do everything in info path forms. So I can go ahead and say design an info path form. Now I could have checked that box in the beginning that I mentioned, but let's say we wanted to do that after the fact. So it's going and generating those info path forms, and it's going to let me edit those and make them look and feel a little bit more in tune with what we want to have. So we'll go ahead and open that up. and add some basic text and an image to it to give it that added splash. We'll say this is the Create New Insider form. Let's put an insider logo in there as well. So we'll go ahead and insert a picture. Put that K2 Insiders logo in there, and there we go. That's much better. So we'll go ahead and quick publish that back out. It already has that list information populated in there, but we have to save it first. Overwrite the one that's already there because I was practicing earlier. And we say that it was done. So we'll go back to our list and show you how that worked. Go back to New Item, and there we go. Auto magic.